Ghana Songs TV, we're back. I'm Ro.
Chineye here, and today's story is Shatta Wale versus Shatta Wale's own team.
I'm Bright, and yeah, this one's an inside job. Let's get into it.
So this happened on Monday, August 3rd, during a TikTok live. Shatta Wale goes on and just starts venting about his own camp, the Shatta Movement. His exact words, and we're quoting him directly here, "They are all fools. I am the only person managing the entire Shatta Movement, and no one gives me money. No one in my crew can say they bring in money. They are always there, and I am the one who goes out to look for money to support them and keep the team going." That's not a subtweet. That's not a cryptic post. That's him, live, naming the frustration outright. He went further too, saying, quote, "When I send them to the house of a billionaire, they can't even bring me money. Even the fans create opportunities for me, yet the people closest to me can't do anything to help me." So this is a man publicly airing that he feels like he's the only engine in his own organization.
And he didn't stop at the general team. He named a specific person, his PR manager Sammy Flex, who runs his own show called Sammy Flex TV. Shatta Wale's complaint was that Sammy Flex spent too much of that platform talking about Stonebwoy instead of using it to build the Shatta Wale brand. His quote was, "I was talking to Sammy Flex. I told him to stop talking about Stonebwoy on the podcast every single day. He still thinks we're in the radio era. He doesn't understand the podcast he's doing." Now, to be clear about what we actually know here, none of the reporting we found confirms that Sammy Flex was fired. What's confirmed is that Shatta Wale criticized him publicly, by name, on a live broadcast. That's a real distinction, and we're not going to blur it just because Shatta Wale fires PR manager makes for a punchier headline somewhere else.
Right, and here's what I find genuinely interesting about the timing. This drops literally 2 days after Shatta Fest UK got shut down by police in London, the crowd crush story we already covered on this channel. So you've got the headline event go sideways, and almost immediately after, the head of the organization is publicly questioning whether his own people are pulling their weight. That's not a coincidence, in my opinion. When something big blows up in public, it tends to expose whatever tension was already sitting under the surface. A festival cancellation is exactly the kind of stress test that makes an artist start asking out loud, who in my camp is actually adding value right now?
It's also worth putting some context around Sammy Flex specifically, because this isn't the first time his role inside the camp has shifted. Back in mid-2025, he was moved from being Shatta Wale's artist manager into a dedicated media and public relations role, as part of a bigger restructuring that brought in several new names to handle bookings, road management, and production. So he's someone who's already been through one reshuffle in this camp. Whether this latest public criticism leads to another one, we genuinely don't know yet. Nobody involved has put out a follow-up statement as of this recording.
What strikes me though is even the fans create opportunities for me line. That's Shatta Wale essentially saying his most reliable business development is coming from the people who buy his music and show up to his shows, not from the paid team around him. And honestly, that's a pattern you see across a lot of the dancehall and Afrobeat space. Artists building huge personal brands of pure fan energy, while the business infrastructure around them lags behind. It's not unique to him, but saying it out loud, live, about your own paid staff is a different level of public accountability that most artists are willing to risk.
And that's the real story for me, more than any single insult. When you call your own team out by name on a live stream, you're making a bet that the pressure produces better performers. not more resentment. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it just speeds up an exit. We'll be watching to see which way this goes, especially with Sammy Flex, since he's the one person named directly.
We'll keep tracking this one. If Sammy Flex responds, or if there's any official word from the Shatta Movement camp, we'll bring you the update.
Let us know in the comments what you think. Is this tough love, or is this a camp and a real strain?
That's it for this one. Subscribe to Ghana Songs TV so you don't miss the follow-up. See you in the next video.